Always please make a people, when you are going through a new relation, build the trust first. And that fundamental counseling has to be given by the One Life.
So good afternoon everyone. So today we are having one of the guests today would be speaking on the marriage counseling, pre and post marriage counseling, and she's Dr. Chidatmika, and she's into basically a lot of social activities as well as she's an entrepreneur. So we'll take her reviews on why she thinks that pre and post marriage counseling is much needed at a time when there is so much atrocities going on with people getting into marriage but then not able to manage the relationship, and further it also creates a lot of nuisances in the rest of their lives. So I welcome you, ma'am. Just wanted to have your words. Why do you think the recent days there is a substantial increase in crime against women and violence post marriage? So what do you have to say on this? What are the factors or probably the reasons behind this frequent abuse that is coming in from relationships or marriages?
Thank you very much, Dr. Jahid Akhtarji. Basically, I'm very happy that the initiative you have taken under One Life. One Life definitely attracts in the sense there is one life. And thing is, when we talk about the One Life, the decision is very, very vital in our life, because opportunities comes, people comes, but if you don't take the decision properly, then this things breaks. It is you are very right that there are many abuse cases, there are many marriage cases, it doesn't happen through, and mostly now we are seeing after post-COVID, the incidents have been increased like anything. There are factors, financial factors, understanding factors. Major things is why it's happened, because lack of understanding. Major is firstly lack of understanding. Always in our Indian society, the women depend upon a man, which is in terms of finance, in terms of decision making, in terms of everything. So when we talk today about the women empowerment, it's not only been talking just, but it has to be really true means of empowerment is required. In the sense, women should have power to take a decision making in terms of financial literacy and education, of course, because this is the first and fundamental things. A woman has to be taking the education. If education, then after that she can able to take a proper decision. So I'll tell that definitely, like suppose if you ask about me, my personal thing, even though when I took marriage also, I took a decision after knowing a person mentality of almost 6 to 1 year, because this is must. Why? Because when marriages happen, because in the Hindu Sanskriti, marriages is very, very important. हम बोलते हैं ना 32 की 32 गुण मिलना चाहिए. So we say, the Pandit said, Raj Jotak. Why these things is the Sanskriti of Hindu Sanskriti. Why this Jatak Milan karo, horoscope should match. It's got some scientific and practical goals, because
so does that really mean that you probably don't like this, or you have some other things to say on this?
I like this in the sense why it's not only horoscope matching, it should have a practical matching of the mentality, practical goal, decision. How you in MBA we used to give the example. There is a half glass of water. Somebody says a half pill. Somebody says it's half empty. The positivity, the thinking, somehow it's why I said somebody say the negative part, somebody say prospect as a positive part. So there is a paristhiti, there is a manasthiti. Paristhiti comes and so many dimensions. but manasthiti has to be always matched so that you take a proper decision. So husband, wife, manasthiti has to always match together to lead a family life, which doesn't happen. Sometimes you might have seen the love marriages also breaks, because what happened before the marriage has happened, the boyfriend give the rose flower to girlfriend. So he gives a rosy picture about the approach to a woman, and the lady thinks that post marriage also they expect that boy also give the rose flower and standing on the door, which doesn't happen in the practical life. आपको संसार चलाना है, you have to face the financial, you have to face the mother-in-law, father-in-law, whole family. Here, marriage, you are not marrying to a boy, you are marrying to a whole family who are together with you. So there the mismatches happened. So these things, it can be properly counseled. Boy or girl should be know each other before marriages. So it will be definitely, these cases will be, means precaution, you can say. Precaution you could take, understanding each other's mind, wavelength matching, then only you go for the marriage. Because without understanding, okay, father boy, he's from a very reputed family, he's got earning a more money, then in that time instead of he looks handsome, if you only go for these prospects, then this failure. This most of the things is failed.
So, madam, as per you, the counseling plays a vital role, and in fact, in the coming days, if we start kicking off this pre and post marriage counseling, things would be much better.
101%, because that is first. I always give importance on this, mind matching. Once your wavelength match, then the marriage happened for a long run. It's a good goal.
So very nicely said that when your mind also matches, and what I even see that adaptability also comes when you get to know each other, that yes, I want to do this thing in life personally and professionally, and you have to do all those things in your personal life and professional. When we discuss in advance, then definitely things become much better. In fact, even gelling with the parents, both the sides.
Because understanding happened.
Yeah.
So, you don't expect something out of box.
Yes.
You already understand.
So for you,
this
it does not come as a surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, always women and man respect each other, and one thing has to be leave from marriage life. First, it's ego. That's his ego. Once it comes between two person, that is the destructive
Yes.
element of any relation. So that has to be thrown out of box. Then understanding each other, wavelength matching, and yes, there are compromises. Because something, suppose I don't like my husband, I have to say yes because I love him. Love him means I have to also, that sacrifices we do happily.
Exactly.
So that's happened for a long term, because when understanding happened, I give the importance to others' life and his mental, how you make him happy or her happy. That's happened Tali do hasse basta hai.
Very nice. So, madam, so I would definitely like you to say more about the subject, but then with the constraint of time. But you have answered a lot of questions that was there in my mind. What is the last advice you give to the people who are watching this, or probably to us as One Life, who is acting as a mediatory service between the different people getting into marriages? So, what would you advise us as well as the people around?
I'll first One Life, I'll advise that always give a positive suggestions. Never hurry. See, it's not an age is a constraint or any monetary constraint to get a boy. It has to be first is mind matching. One Life should give such type of counseling to the pre and post marriages. Always see, break 1 second it takes.
Yeah.
But to retain and sustain and continuity, that takes a time.
It takes a long.
And major of things, one factor is a trust. You build a trust, then only the things are any relation. Build a trust, the transparency that's happened. Always please make a people, when you are going through a new relation, build the trust first. And that fundamental counseling has to be given by the One Life. It's really One Life God has given. We don't know about our previous life. We don't know whether there is a next life. We know this life we are living. Each moment we are spending. which moment also we are investing, right? So that has to be now balanced, and one, like, I'm sure that your expertise will give this kind of suggestions so that nobody will take a wrong decision to a right kind of marriage. It's a new life again, right? In one life, we'll also take the different stages. Decision, you are helping them to take a right decision to, get into a new life.
Exactly.
So, and same way I'll tell to the boy and girl who is going to get married, never hurry again. Understand each other. Understand how your 32 gun या 36 gun मिलते हैं in a practical life. Understand that how the boy or girl taking your things, how it's not only is loving your money or your reputation, it's by you individual as a person, how he is accepting you. That is the first and foremost. Then okay, money and all that, that's parameters for living life. So first as an individual, how you are getting into gelling into, that's the most important.
So thank you so much for your beautiful suggestions. In fact, the people who are watching would be much blessed to hear all those things. We'll like to have you again on our show. Thank you so much for blessing us, and I hope everybody comes to a conclusion that when things are not going that good, there are people who are going to help you out to build your relationship much beautiful than ever. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.